Hey guys, Brian Hill with the Complete Combatant, and we've been doing some videos in the basement, and I got a really good question from somebody, our friend Ryan McCann, asked us, how do I get my trigger speed up without having a dead trigger? Or sometimes when I'm going really fast, what happens is I don't let it all out all the way, and then I don't get another shot off. And this happens to intermediate and advanced shooters. We start trying to go faster, and we sometimes don't manipulate the trigger well. In dry practice, we know with different firearms, it's very hard to get that manipulation. In high-speed video, we know that we don't pin the trigger, let it cycle the slide, then release it, and then go. What we're doing is we're moving very quickly, and sometimes we actually lose contact with that. Now, this is SIRT pistol inoperable, it doesn't work, but if you watch, my finger actually comes off a little bit. So what I'm going to practice is how little can I move the gun while I move my finger as quickly as I can. This is not about self-defense or decisional shooting. We're just seeing what's the edge of speed for me. I tend to be the human metronome. From my videos, you've seen I'm about a 0.2 shooter always, sometimes 0.19, 0.8 on splits, that's between rounds. But how do we get faster? And Ryan asked me this question. I thought this was a great question. How do I get faster with the trigger? This is one place where the SIRT really shines for that. So I'm going to do it sideways so you guys can watch. All right. What I can do here is I'm going to aim in. I get the laser priming on the wall, but what I do is I just start pressing the trigger. That's about as fast as I can go with this particular firearm. Those are probably 0.2 or a little less on the splits. Now watch, I'm going to go faster than I can go. Watch what happens to the gun. All right, now that's an unacceptable amount of movement. You're seeing it in the front. So I'm going to put these two things together. I'm going to watch the front sight, and I'm going to press the trigger, and I'm going to get efficient at pressing the trigger. All right, well, that's enough movement at that range right there. There's no problem with that. I'm doing pretty good. Now, what you saw is I probably did 15 or 20, and I start fatiguing because the muscles that operate this are not very big. All right, they have to be practiced. If you guys look at my finger right there, notice how it only bends at the middle knuckle. Well, this is a trick from precision shooting of rifles, is just getting that. But I can only do that for so long before it gets tired. So what I do is I run wind sprints with this with my trigger finger. So I'll do sets of 5 or 6 times, and maybe like a bill drill, 6 shots, or as many as I can do. I have a problem counting. Hard to count to 6 because I do so much visually that counting is counterintuitive for me. But if I'm going to practice bill drills, I get the gun set up like this, and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm practicing how fast I can go. If I want to do a pure sprint and see how long I can maintain it, I do this. And then I feel it slow down. In martial arts, we do this with punches. How many punches can you throw? Here's an interesting thing most of you don't know. Split times for shooting is 0.2, and split times for punching is 0.2. Seems to be where humans work together. So I can get 5 punches a second, or I could get 5 shots a second. Decisional time is 0.25. So that means I can shoot quicker than I can think. So all we're practicing now is what is the absolute limit of performance for the trigger finger, and how do I get quicker? Those either chasing drills like the bill drill, El Presidente, and things like that, and transitions. You're going to need to have a very fast trigger finger. Splits don't really matter overall, but you need to be able to make good hits and move that finger quickly. And that's a good way to practice it. So it was a great question, I thought. He asked me, how can I get better at it? The SIRT is perfect for this. He hadn't thought about that. And I thought it was a big help, and I do it on a daily basis. So you can start doing sprints on your SIRT pistol if you have one. If you don't have a SIRT pistol, you can still do it. And you guys are going to see something unusual here on our channel. I have a Glock. All right. What I've done is put the paster in there. So now the trigger still moves. I can practice the same thing, and I can just work the trigger right here. I'm not going to open this. We've checked it several times for previous videos, but I can just work it right here. And when you see too much movement in that front sight, you know you've gone faster than you can. So start working on that. If you want to get faster, you have to press the limit of human performance. And then when you're doing things at a good speed, a good decisional speed, it's going to feel relatively slow, and you're going to have more time to see what you need to see in aiming and make better shots. So give that a try. See if that improves your speed on the gun. And if you have any questions, reach out to me. We're at thecompletecombatant.com. Of course, we have a YouTube channel and social media, and we try to be real responsive to you guys. Appreciate you listening, and I hope everybody's doing well, and we'll see you on the range soon.